performance and focus more on making a solid EP, and try and focus more on opening for people that will draw a crowd of the type of people that will want to hear singer-songwriter-y kind of cabaret torch singing music. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in me playing a metalhead venue. Like, they might acknowledge that it's good, but it's probably not going to be their cup of tea. You know what I mean? So, like, and I'm trying to... This is the first time I've ever really tried to figure out branding. You know, I've never used social media actively. I've always had it, but I've never used it as a means to promote myself. I've never promoted myself. You know, like, I came from a small enough town where everyone knew me, so I knew everyone, so I would just be like, hey, person that I know, can I have a show? And they would be like, yes, and I'd put it like 2 weeks out, and I would be like, everyone I know, come to my show, and then they would, and I'd have like 40 to 100 people at my show, and it was like, easy peasy, here, I know no one. So it's like, I've never really had to work very hard, and I know that sounds incredibly entitled, but like, I've never had to work very hard to get people to come see me, so I'm still kind of trying to figure out how that works. You know, I'm meeting with someone tomorrow to get some original me merchandise design. She's a local artist that's been a friend of mine for years. She's actually from my hometown, moved here before me, and now I'm here. So I'm kind of just trying to like work with and involve myself with as many local artists as possible. I'm trying to play like art galleries, things like that, because like I want to be very much involved in the art section of music. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm going to be like a club player, more like a theater player, like Alhambra, Brody Theater, things like that, more where like people will go to hear some what is that called? Not beat poetry, although that would be good too. Slam poetry, and then maybe like I would play, you know, kind of like a la Regina Spektor, Mary Lambert, Lana Del Rey, although Lana Del Rey has a great live show now, but she didn't in the beginning. Right. In the beginning, she played more intimate venues, but also people weren't expecting beats and booty dancing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to figure out where those spots are and how to connect with the right people. But at the same time, like for example, there's a gentleman I'm working with right now. He just wrote a rock musical, and I will not be in the musical, but he's making a demo that he can then use to give to the actors who are going to do the live stage show, to have the vocals already demoed, you know, like a lot of people, so that way they can hear exactly what his vision is. Right. Whatever. So I am going to be the voice for the demo. And in turn, he might do some work for me in terms of production. You know, so like I'm trying to like meet local artists and kind of like have that like barter and like really cool vibe. You know, like I was in a music video the other day that I'm just in it playing a keyboardist. I was acting as a keyboardist, and hopefully like, you know, she'll share my music with some of her fans, and I'll share her music with some of mine. You know, things like that. Like, I'm not in her band. I'm just like trying to make these connections with people. You know, like even just like meeting you and like having this thing. You know, like, you ever do a singer song? You know, like, yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, do.
Photographer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, so it's just like I'm still trying to figure all of that out.
Right on.
Yeah.
You wanna play another song?
Yeah, for sure. This one, I'm gonna play you Rebecca.
All right.
I would play you One Man Down, but which I like, but I'm not sure if my voice is in the shape for One Man Down. I wrote this song. This song is actually about actually the last song too is about a different friend of mine. I draw from real life experiences a lot, but Complicated was not about one of my breakups. It was actually about a friend of mine's breakup. And this song is actually named after a former friend of mine. I don't know where she is at this point. But it's actually about like our friend breakup. But it kind of stands alone as just like about moving on after the dissolution of any type of relationship. It was not a romantic relationship between she and I, but it stands. And you know, I wrote this after, I think it was the 3-year anniversary since we had spoken last. Like, it was like to the day.
Wow.
I like sat down that, like, I take friend breakups really hard. I don't have that many of them. I tend to keep people forever. And when people are no longer in my life, that's really rough for me. I get very attached to the people that are in my life. So I wrote this song. It's very honest. It's very, like, to the literal word of, like, what happened between us. Very Taylor Swift, you know? Like, but I think it's really beautiful. And I couldn't think of anything more appropriate than it, like, I mean, I hope she wouldn't find it insulting that it's named after her, because it's kind of like an homage. Like, it's meant to be very sweet and lovely, not meant to be angry. Just like I still really care about this person. You know what I mean? Like it's just a person I still very much adore. One of the biggest influences in my life on my art and my artistry, and one of the most brilliant people I've ever met, you know, so I took it very hard when we were no longer involved in each other's lives. And this song is like there'll probably be like a dedication to her. Like it's named after her and it's about her because she's wonderful. So that's what this song is. Was I right or was I blind? Judging by the scales you left behind, overlap with the words I rhyme with. Bible verses I was told, sung the songs, book of Job, both of them they're told and wise. Always in a straight line. If great men think alike, then we're the best. I know that it was imperfect weather back home, and nobody wants to stay forever. I should have known. If you do the same things somewhere new, do you get? Do you forget the way things were? Do you believe in miracles? You were there and now you're not. And since you left, I forgot that I could cry like it meant something. Words had failed and so did I. And so I laid me down to die the night. Did the best I could, more or less. To me, what else do you suggest? Since you've been gone, I guess I'm better than before. I could have kept on like that forever, but not anymore. I do the same things we used to do, but on my own. I'm alone. I should have known. I know that it was imperfect weather back home, and nobody wants to stay forever. I should have known. If you do the same things somewhere new, do you get? Do you forget the way things were? Do you forget the way things were? Do you forget the way things were?
Damn.
My voice is in a little bit of a rough shape since I sang for like 3 hours last night. Normally it's a little bit brighter and less throaty than that, so I kind of just like screamed at you. But
It's okay. I wouldn't have been able to tell.
it's one of my favorite songs that I've written. You know, I really want to get a pedal for my keyboard, so I've got more of a sustain, because right now I just turn up the reverb and hope that no one notices that. Like, because the thing, it's good enough, and I like it, but the thing with it is that, whereas like a natural piano would have like, you could still click it like that, but it would have more of like a little bit more of a fullness to it. So like my issue with it is that it feels like I'm doing like, it feels very punchy to me, and I'd love it to be a little bit more fluid. So I'm going to invest in a pedal for myself. I'm still building up my physical collection of equipment. Like recently I got my own mic stand, my own microphone, and my own cords, Now I just need a PA and a pedal, and then I'm a musician. And then
You're already a musician.
But then I've got everything. You know, then like someone could be like, you want to come play this event? And I'll be like, yeah. And then I'll be like, what's your equipment? And then if they're like, we don't have any, I won't then have to shout at the room. I can just set up my microphone and my PA with my pedal and be like, look at this. I am like legit skis. Legit skis a word, I just made it up.
I like it.
Actually, I might not have made it up. That sounds like a thing from like Harriet the Spy or something. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
When are you expecting your EP to release?
See, the recording is going to be done next week, you know? So it's like, and then it's got to be mixed and mastered, which also doesn't take very long. You know, like, I really thought it was going to be like, 3 months down the road. Recording-wise, it's going to be ready, we're the first week of May, or April. I'm so bad at months. I would say early first week of May, it will be ready to be released musically, production-wise. At that point, I just need to make sure that I have photos and website and social media. You know, like everything just needs to be in place. Like once I have it, I kind of want it to make a splash. So I just need to make sure at that point that I have everything lined up. Because like the last thing I want to do is like release it on the internet and the 130 people who know who I am are like, this is great, and no one else notices. You know, like I spent the time and the money. I want, if I can like manage like a release, like a real like, even if it's only like, St. John's notices or something, but like if I can like get people to pay attention to it somehow, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm still not sure how I'm gonna do that. Like I don't know how people do that. Like how do people sell their art to people? Like how do you like
I don't know.
Primarily, it's a thing that I hope people will connect with. It's not so much that I'm looking to make money from it. In fact, I'm spending money on it. It's more of a thing like I'm hoping will catch on. Like I don't really care if people buy it. I just want people to hear it.
Like it?
And like it. I hope they like it. I've worked really hard on it. But yeah, no, I just like, for me, music is a very, at least experiential, and it's about the connection between people. I vastly prefer doing things like this than to like updating my Twitter. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's a thing you have to do if you want people to care. Like, but I'd much rather just like talk to people. I want to play shows. I want to open for people. I'm trying to like do the music thing as a profession. However that's done, I don't know if there's like some sort of formula. So, but yeah, no, it will be ready at the latest. It might be ready before that, but it will be ready to be released by like May 1st-ish.
Right on.
So soon, and that's the only thing that's left with that is then if I don't have the money to pay for like mixing, because like each of these things costs money, so like if I don't have the money to pay for those things, then that's the only thing that will delay the release. But assuming I can afford all of it, the actual production time that it's going to take is not that much. I just have to go there and do it. And then I need to get the album artwork done, and all of get like an actual physical CD together, as well as like put it on iTunes and figure out the actual medium of release. I know I'm going to release it electronically, but I think I'm also going to do at least a minimal physical release as well for like people who are local. And I'm sure my mom would like to have like a CD with my face on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. So I don't know if the plan is to do a full physical distribution. That might be incredibly ambitious for now. It might be easier to like release it online until people know what it is and then release it physically. But I'm at least going to print up like 50 or 100 CDs that I can like use for promotion or sell at shows or what have you. So, because I think if it's available online, unless people are super into having the physical CD, they can just like download the songs that they like and the artwork and just put it on their iPod if they want, or their phone, So I don't know if there's anything to actually selling CDs anymore. I don't know if that's a thing that people still like to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if I put it on CD Baby, I don't know if people want to actually order the CD and like wait for it to come in the mail, or if they just want to go boop and like download it and then just have it. So I think I'm going to have both options available, because I think through certain different mediums, once it's ready, I can actually have it, like somebody clicks add to cart for the CD, and then at that point, they then produce that one CD and send it to them, versus it might be a little bit more costly, but it might also be a little bit smarter than just, making up thousands